So it begins. Something is happening. Something is changing. Something is finally over. And I've already made a change. Have you noticed the change? Did you notice? There was no countdown. That is one of the changes coming. How is it going, you guys? It's so good to see you. I have not been streaming live almost all month, I don't think, but that is going to change because there's so many changes coming to this URL, and it is finally over. It is New Year's Eve, and as many of you guessed, the year 2022 is finally over. Well, it'll be over tomorrow night. What's going on, you guys? We're going to talk about not only the Orville, we're going to be talking about all the changes coming to this channel to help us build a bigger community, a more solid community for 2023. It's time to get those resolutions out. It's time to start planning. It's time to start doing the things that are going to make you a better you. And that goes for me as well. So I've already started. We're going to be talking about some of that stuff. We're going to be talking about the stuff we love. We're going to be talking about James Cecil just said, how's the wife, JP? The wife is great. The family is great. Yes, I no longer live in my mother's basement. Now I live in my wife's basement, you guys. Doing all that nerdy stuff right here in my family's home. I got my wife, I got my stepkid. The wedding was great. The honeymoon was great, and it was all made possible by you guys. One thing that angered me that happened, we had it all set up to live stream the wedding. I was going to give you guys a link. I actually did put a link up because I got a link, but then I erased it. I don't know if any of you saw it or not, because when things got going with the ceremony, the streaming equipment fritzed out. So the whole professionally recorded ceremony didn't work. Stream didn't work. We did get some cell phone footage from family members, but that's private stuff. But I do have a lot of pictures that I still need to go through. Professional pictures with the nice camera that I brought and that we took pictures with and to share with you guys. I just got to go through them. There's like 300 pictures to go through. But thank you guys so much for helping Jessica and I become one egotastic unit. And we both love the Orville. Not as much as me. I mean, I love the Orville the most in this house, but everyone in the house, everyone else in the house has a pretty good opinion of the Orville as well. Awando, what's going on? Did you change your name a little bit, Awando? Your, what do they call them? Your, not title, but your tag name. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't got all the words in my head right now. But good to see you, Awando. Congratulations, JP. Hope you're both very happy. So far, extremely happy, and much more happiness to come in 2023, hopefully for all of us. Chris Ray signed up, re-signed up for the Geloja Squad, member of the channel. Thank you so much, Chris. Hi, JP, good to see you. Congrats on your wedding. Just want to let you know how great this channel is. Thank you. I'm hoping to make it much better and hoping for great news in 2023. Well, first off, I put out a video, I think, at the beginning of the month. I really expected, and it could still happen, there's not much time left, but I was really thinking that the Orville Season 4 announcement, which I feel fully in my heart is going to happen, I thought they would make the announcement this month, in December, being that this is the last month of 2022, and I didn't think they were going to save the announcement for 2023, once they get it all figured out. I still got some hope. Got some new hope to share with you guys on that front as well. So I'm gonna put out another video saying 2023 might be the time that we get a renewal announcement for the Orville, which everyone agrees, except for some broken people out there, but there's very few. They say, oh, the Orville this, the Orville that, preachy, blah, 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 blah. Oh, guess you never watched Star Trek before. You never watched the original series. Some people cannot handle hearing about any issue in society without thinking it's an attack on them. That's just what we've become as a society thanks to social media. But I digress. That's a whole other conversation for another day. This is the end of the year. We got to have some happy thoughts going on. Cardinal Sin, thank you so much for that super chat. Hey, JP, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, Cardinal. It's been a while. Pranakasha Productions, super duper chat, super ooper duper chat. Thank you so much, Matt. Very much appreciated. Matt also helped us along with Jessica and I's honeymoon as well. Gave us a little extra peace of mind. So thank you very much, Matt, with Pranakasha Productions. Don't forget to check out Egotastic Trek from Pranakasha Productions. Go to that channel. You'll see it right there. The latest episode just dropped a couple days ago. Episode 4, and you'll see me in it. And a lot of other people that you might recognize. Co-Clud, congrats on your recent marriage. Love your channel and still have hopes for season 4 will happen. I do too. I feel very strongly that season 4 is going to happen. I'll show you something. Well, I'm not able to show it, but I'll read it to you what Seth wrote the other day. Seth MacFarlane said that he's on board. It's the expanse. It's the expense. The expanse is not the problem. The expense is the problem. And the expense of the expanse was a problem with SciFi Network, which is why a few seasons ago, SciFi Channel canceled the expanse, which because of the expense. But Amazon came along. Jeff Bezos took some money out of his back pocket. He had some change in there, and he threw it at the show. Eccleston's Angel, welcome to Chilean Brawler. Eccleston, I hope things are going well with you right now. Self-Loathing, thank you so much for that super chat. I don't think they will bring it back due to budget. They cut the budget on 4 Star Wars shows. Budget, I think they will bring it back, but I think it'll be at a lower budget, which I do not think will be that much of a cut, because so much of the expensive work was done in season 3. With all the computer, the skins, the ships, all the computer stuff is where a lot of that expense goes. So I think they might try to do a multi-season renewal with a more of a combined budget, because you can save a lot of money filming seasons back to back. So I think they're trying to figure that all about. Let me read you what I think I got Seth's thing here somewhere. No, it's BJ Tanner. BJ Tanner says, Marcus Finn, the Orville, I really enjoyed being on set. I can only imagine how much fun it would be for real. Hashtag the Orville season 4. And that's him talking to Hulu directly. Where is this? Here we go. So, no, that's not it. Sorry, guys. I wasn't thinking about showing this to you guys. Jay Lee posted the other day, the Orville, and not just Hulu posted, if you could spend one day in the world of any Hulu show, where would you go? Jay Lee said, the Orville, and not just because I'm on it, but the future and space and possibilities in the Orville universe just seem dope. Boom. That's not me saying boom, that's him saying boom. But I know I got Seth's oh gosh, where is it? I'll find it, you guys. Also, at least on my Twitter, the Orville has been trending. Here we go. Seth MacFarlane just the other day, in response to a post by Bleeding Cool, which is some nerd thing you can read or whatever. Bleeding Cool put, it's close to 5 months since Seth MacFarlane's The Orville New Horizons wrapped its season, and still no word on season 4. What's the deal? Thank you. Thank you, Pranakacha. I'll get to that to your post here in a second. What's the deal? Hulu, Disney Plus, The Orville, Renew the Orville, hashtag Renew the Orville. Seth retweeted that post, and he says, we're hoping, just like you. And then he mentions 2 things that we've talked about on this show. It's an expensive show in a tough streaming climate. So we'll see. Our hearts are still in it, though. Make no mistake. We'd love to do more. And Seth making responses about a 4th season of The Orville online, to me, is him saying, just hold on, guys. It's going to be worth it. We can't make an official announcement yet. Things are being figured out. But just hold on. Him even responding to to these posts means something to me. I mean, you guys can read into it whatever you want to read into it. Eccleston's Angel, thank you for the super chat. JP, been in the hospital since June. Oh no, it's such a long time. When I had a stroke, I'm home now. Congrats on your wedding. So happy to see you again. Well, hopefully you have a fast recovery, Eccleston. I had a stroke myself 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I had a stroke, and I had to recover from that. So I know how hard it can be. Hopefully it was light, not severe, and that you're able to get right back up and enjoying all the things that you like to enjoy. Pranakasha Productions, we don't need no stinking budget. Have good story, will win. Exactly, but I think the Orville has enough in the bag already of goodies where they can do a lower budget season and it'll still look amazing. Maybe a little less crane shots, maybe that's about it. I'm guessing they rented that equipment and didn't buy it straight out. That's usually how it goes. You rent from the studio or something like that. Thank you, Pranakash. Game Biter. If budgets gets cut effects, not writers, please. Oh no, the writers will be the same exact writers. Seth MacFarlane, main writer. David A. Goodman, Brandon Braga. There's a couple more, and you get a couple random ones. I think Sherry, I can't pronounce her last name, but she writes for Family Guy and all the Seth MacFarlane animated stuff, and probably maybe she's even gonna write for the upcoming Ted. She wrote Mortality Paradox this season. So you get some other. Andre Bormanis is a writer for the show. None of that's changing. And also, I don't think cutting back on the effects would make much difference either, because they got everything already pre-made, ready to go. They spent it all in season 3, and I think what they invested in season 3 will benefit them for season 4, season 5, season 6. Excuse me. I'm still getting over a cold from 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness, a Wando Cat, $100 super chat. Put it together, JP. Now reread it in Arnie's voice. Do it now. Get to the chopper. I just introduced my stepson the other day to Total Recall, the original, with Schwarzenegger. We both had a great time watching it. I've been introducing him. It's part of my duty as a stepfather to introduce him to cool stuff that no one else has been introducing to him, and I want him to be the coolest person ever. So I've been introducing him. We watched Back to the Future 3. Well, no, Back to the Future Trilogy, which includes Back to the Future 3. We watched Groundhog's Day. We watched, like I said, Total Recall. I got a bunch of other stuff on the list for him to be introduced to. Christina, thank you so much for that super chat. Very much appreciated. Dan Crane, re-signing up for the Geloja squad. Congratulations on your wedding. Thank you very much, Dan Crane. Very much appreciated. There was Karen Bull. I'm going to scroll back a little bit because I noticed your comment and I just wanted to see what it was. A few minutes behind, but I just want to say I'm craving utopian future anything. Right? I get tired. I mean, if it's done really well, you get some of that dystopian stuff. I do love dystopian stuff. I can't wait for The Last of Us coming out next month on HBO Max. Because I'm a huge fan of the game and the story of the game and the character of the game. And this show, The Last of Us, looks like the game, which very rarely ever happens when they make a movie or a show after a video game. So I'm very excited for that. Cardinal Sin, thank you again. That Schwarzenegger impression was really funny. I laughed out loud. Thank you very much. Good old Schwarzenegger. Yeah, utopian future. The Orville's got it. The Orville's the only show that's got it, I think, right now. Everything else is either things are rough, things are tough, the world sucks, or the future sucks. It's nice to see a future where things have been figured out. Humanity is got its head on straight finally, and now they're just going out exploring and dealing with what problems they might come across while doing that. Now I got some announcements to make. Starting Sunday, the first day of 2023, this channel is going to be changing. Not in its heart, but in some of its looks and some of the things that come out. I've talking to a lot of you guys over the years, or a year and a half or so, the things I've noticed online, my whole adventure with the Orville. I've really thought about this, you know, a year and a half or so ago. Well, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I started this channel as Egotastic Fun Time. And then people didn't really care. Viewers didn't really care about Egotastic Fun Time, but also I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I did the Orville video for I did a review of the Orville. People liked it. I did another review of the Orville. People liked it, and the community started growing and growing and growing. And then, as a way to show my appreciation for the Orville and for this fandom, and for Seth MacFarlane for making it all possible, I changed the focus and the name of this channel to Talking the Orville, which was great. It was great for the time. It was the right decision at the time. But now, season 3 of the Orville is over, and we have to wait for season 4. And even if it gets announced, it's still going to be a long while before season 4 is finished and ready to hit our eyeballs. So I think it's time to expand this channel to something so many of you have been wanting me to do. On January 1st, 2023, the day after tomorrow, just like the movie, this channel will be going back to where it started with Egotastic Fun Time. But what does that mean? Does it mean this isn't an Orville-based channel anymore? No, not at all. This will be still the #1 hub for all things going on in the 25th century. But we're also going to be expanding to talking about Talking Ted, which is the new Ted series coming out on Peacock by Seth MacFarlane, also starring Scott Grimes. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be going forth talking about Orville-related side projects, things that are being created and made by people that make the Orville or are star on the Orville. So if Jay Lee comes out with a new movie, we're going to be talking about Jay Lee's new movie. We're going to be talking about something that I've become passionate about or very interested in, thanks to the Orville moving to Hulu and Disney Plus. Streaming wars. That's something I pay attention to now, is the things that streaming companies are doing to try to get that subscriber, because they're all at war with each other, and all these streaming services are not going to survive. So that's something that's very interesting to me. We're going to be focusing more on live discussions, doing these live shows, hearing from you, you asking me things, me asking you things, and then we talk about it. Shorts. Shorts are being pushed hardcore in 2023. I've already noticed a difference, but shorts isn't something that you're going to be notified of. When I put up a short, I don't notify anybody. I just let the algorithm do with it what it's going to do with it. So, you know, I'm not going to be bothering anybody with shorts. They'll just be out. If you want to find them, you can go on my page, click the shorts tab, and all my shorts are up there. If anyone else has a YouTube channel, I recommend doing shorts as well. Just click, when you post it, just click don't notify subscribers, and that way you won't bother anybody. We're going to be doing randomness videos. If I see something that I want to talk about that interests me, I'll be making a video about that. It could be anything. It could be the color of the sky. It could be, you know, do you prefer brief underwear or boxer brief underwear? It could be anything like that. More Egotastic Fun Time style. And I'm focusing in 2023 on growing the community, not the subscriber base. I really don't care about the number of subscribers this channel has, because it really doesn't matter. And if you're doing YouTube, you have a YouTube channel, subscriber count really only matters to unlock certain features that YouTube will allow you to have, like a community page or live stream. Those numbers keep lowering all the time anyway. So I'm not focusing on subscribers, click, subscribe, like, all that stuff. I'm worried, not worried. I'm excited to grow this community, more people to talk to, more people to learn about, to get different points of view from, especially during these live shows. I will be getting rid of intros and outros. If you have a YouTube channel, I suggest the same for you. Get rid of that intro. Nobody cares. Get rid of that outro. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to stick around for that. Just get to the point. Start talking about what you want to talk about. Communicate what you want to communicate about. People do not have long attention spans anymore, so it would be the right choice to just get to the meat of what you want to talk about. I want to do shorter videos. Now, I have a problem with this, and if I have a topic I want to talk about and I just press record and start talking, I could blab on forever, and the videos just get so dang long. I wouldn't want to watch an 8, 10, 15-minute video. I prefer to watch 3 to 5-minute videos. So I want to show up more often with more content, but shorter content, so it could be digested and you guys can move on about your day. And I want to overcome my own introverted tendencies. I get all big and excited when I do these live shows or I make a video, but in real life, I'm very introverted. I don't talk a lot to people. I'm not super outgoing, except for maybe 5 minutes at a time. It's about all I can muster up. So I want to overcome some of that. Some of that actually stops me from making videos and doing live shows. So that's work that I have to do. And I want to ask more questions. I want to have conversations where I'm asking you guys what you think, and we can figure out a situation together. And another thing, I realized some of my own limitations as well. I did have my other Egotastic Fun Time channel, have all the social medias all scattered about all over the internet, and I decided, you know what, I can't handle all of this. So that's why I'm turning this channel into the all-encompassing Egotastic Fun Time, or back into that. Social media-wise, I'll be on Twitter. I won't be paying much attention to the Instagrams or the Facebooks or whatever else thing comes out. I'll be posting on Twitter and on YouTube. 2 places I can handle that, and I can and focusing on just those 2 things, I can do better work instead of being scattered. Our whole society is just built on distractions, and I'm going to try to keep away from those distractions so I can create more stuff for you guys. Now let's go back. There's been some super chats and the like popping up. Let's go way back here. Cardinal Sin, thank you again. I think I already said thank you for that. Keep going. I love Egotastic Fun Time. Thank you, Cardinal. Mark Lawrence, big supporter of the channel. Can we get a hit of the old theme song? I don't have it on me right now, but yes, I will be making that available. Maybe I took it out. I don't know if I still have it available, but I'll put up a new version of it. Great to see you're feeling mostly better. I am feeling mostly better. I still got a little bit of gunk from I got sick 2 weeks ago, and my throat is still a little bit froggy. I still need to record the Orville New Horizons Christmas song. I mean, it won't be. I mean, maybe this deeper croakier throat might be a good thing. Maybe I'll do an acoustic breakdown, something like that. Cardinal Sin again, Stargate, new Stargate. I think I saw a post by the Podcast Brothers that Stargate is no longer available on Amazon. I mean, I don't really go and watch a bunch of Stargate, so I didn't know where it was available. I just knew it was available. So what does that mean? Are you going to have to subscribe to Stargate Plus? That falls under the streaming wars. I want to know more about that, so maybe I'll keep track of where Stargate is going, who's getting control of the streaming rights, because that interests me, because all these companies are trying to get their little piece of gold, aka whatever great show, and hold on to it so that people come to them to see their great little golden nugget. They all got one. Every streaming service has something on it that I want to watch. But come on, that's crazy. Pranakasha Productions. Thank you so much. We don't need no stinking subscriber count. You really don't, except for to unlock certain features, you guys. Subscribers don't matter. Just because someone subscribes does not mean that they're getting alerted to your videos or even being shown your videos on their home feed. But if you get someone to watch your video who's not subscribed, YouTube will automatically start, at least for a little while, throwing your videos up on their home screen and recommending your videos to them, even though they're not subscribed. Subscribers don't necessarily equal views. What is your favorite episode from New Horizons? Oh, actually, okay, I talked about this on a interview I did on another channel. I can't remember the name of the channel right now. I'll have to look it up and share it with you guys. My favorite episode is actually the episode that was never made. Sympathy for the Devil. Sympathy for the Devil, besides having a great story, the message behind it is about algorithms. How algorithms shape us, shape our attitudes, shape our views, almost mindlessly. And they put it behind a really great World War II story. Highly recommend if you haven't listened to or read Sympathy for the Devil, written by Seth MacFarlane, the lost episode of the Orville New Horizons. There should be a link down below. Click on it, get it. It's only a couple bucks. Very much worth it. That storyline about algorithms is something that's near and dear to my heart, something I've been interested in for a couple of years as I've seen the way people have changed depending on what their news feeds on whatever social media are on, how they're directing, where they're directing them to. So that was a great story for me on multiple levels. My favorite episode of the Orville that was never made, but Seth MacFarlane said he would like to make that episode in season 4. We just need to get that season 4 announcement. Archmage Frey, Amazon bought MGM and are turning Epix, I don't care about Epix, into MGM Plus as a secondary streaming service. Stargate is likely going there. So even off to one of the other fringe streaming services. Now a service that's not even really in the game, in the war, is going to be getting something people are going to be wanting to see. So now we have a new contender. Cardinal Sin, Stargate's moving to MGM Plus with the new series. See, another new streaming service. I'm fine for streaming services to do what they want to do. They're their own business. They have a right to do it. But we as viewers have to start making decisions. Unless you got all the money in the world and you sign up for everything, which is fine too. That's your choice. There's too many shows on too many streaming services, you guys. I'm not mad about it. I just think it's very interesting because there's only a certain amount of customers that they can gain, right? Subscribers that they can gain. And a lot of people are already complaining, I can't have this many streaming services. And then some people refuse to sign up for a streaming service because some conspiracy theory the algorithm pushed them towards that they just believed. Mark Lawrence, Sympathy for the Devil was a great listen. Those 3 hours went by really quick. In case you don't know, Sympathy for the Devil, Mark says listen because it's available on Audible, link down below. Read by Bruce Boxleitner from Babylon 5 and many other things, as well as from the Orville. Bruce Boxleitner, of course, plays the President of the Union. President Union face. I don't know, the blue guy. I don't remember what his name was. Chris Tate, I am mad about it. Let's see, probably about I'm guessing you're talking about streaming. I get it. Yeah, I'm not mad about it, but I can see why people are mad about it, and they have a right to be mad about it. There's just too much stuff. It's a different type of inflation, in my opinion, because they make all these great shows that people want to watch, and they're all scattered about. But we're never going to go back to primetime television. We're never going back to TV. I don't see that happening in our future. I see all these streaming services combining into just a handful of services, and that's how it's going to be. I don't think we're ever going to go back to regular television. It's just old. Notice nothing on primetime is really that great. It might get viewers, but it's nothing. It's never a big production because a big show still only gets on television a couple million views. Whereas back in the day, they'd get 30 million views because there wasn't as much competition. There's so many shows now. They all just can get their little piece. They can't get the full conglomerate of subscribers, of viewers anymore. It's all spread apart. It's like not only having a third party, but a fourth, fifth, sixth party system. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much for that super chat. Can you take some of this and get Nicholas some cat soup? I'm glad she is doing well. She's doing very well. Yes, I'll go get her some cat soup. I did get her a special treat, a box of treats, little Friskies, you know, little nibbles, that has catnip in it. And she loves it. Nicola is one of the cats. Only a certain percentage of cats actually react to catnip. Nicola is one of the cats that reacts to it. Gets real goofy and funny. So I got some little treats for her with catnip in it. She goes crazy for it. K. Razzie. The Orville is over? No, the Orville is not canceled, but it has also not been officially renewed. We are waiting to hear. They got to do all their business stuff. They got to figure out how much it's going to cost. They got to figure out if they're going to film it at the Fox lot or if they're going to go on a Disney lot or some other lot. They got to figure out, new sets. They got to figure out scripts. I assume that the scripts are not ready yet, except for one, Sympathy for the Devil. There's so much to figure out. They got to re-sign up everybody with salaries. They got to figure out all that business stuff, and they got to figure out how much money they want to throw at it, because it's a streaming show. All shows have restraints on how much money they can get or how much money it might be worth. So they have to calculate how much it costs to make a fourth season versus the numbers that they got in viewership and subscribership on Hulu and on Disney Plus. And they have to see if it's how much money is worth it going off the viewership that they got, how much they're going to get. So they got to figure that all out, and they're going to figure out the best time to announce it. I feel very strongly that we're getting a fourth season, but it's not going to be when any of us want it, because we want it right now, and that's just not going to happen. Kroom! Like the sound of how the channel's evolving. Need an Orville video game similar to a Final Unity. Anyone remember that? Would be a fun play. Now, one thing we will be playing on this channel is the new Orville fan-made. Well, it's kind of a 2D game, but it's in 3D. It's what we already did it. We did the first part one like a year ago or a couple months ago. The Orville Rescue or something like that. Anyway, they're coming out. Phoenix Productions coming out with a sequel. I'm in it. A lot of other Orville fans are in it, as well as the main cast and crew. Not officially, but their likeness is in it. And it's a 3D 2D game where it's kind of blocky, but it's all in 3D camera. You can make your own quarters. There's adventures to be had. And I'm in it. So we're going to be playing that on this channel as well. Wando, thank you so much. It's easier where I live. Most of the streaming services aren't even available for me to pay for. Piracy is literally the only option now. In those cases, such as F ain't waiting for it. I know there's so many things. Sometimes you have to do what you got to do. You got to be a space pirate. We get it. If it's not available, you gotta do what you gotta do. Should have made it available. What you gonna do? Honestly, I don't think Seth is that well suited as a captain. Show can easily go on with a new captain as long as Seth is in charge of the show. Yeah, I think if he's in charge of the show, he'll still continue to be a captain that's growing in the ranks and learning more stuff. I like that Captain Mercer is flawed. And he keeps learning. He went from being I'm a captain, to being like one of the, I'm assuming, main captains in the fleet after the war with the Kalon. But yeah, I think if he has anything to do with the show, which of course he would, there is no Orville without Seth MacFarlane. That's his baby. I'm assuming he'll continue to play the captain, as well as directing and writing, and also issuing orders to other people on the crew to help get stuff done even more quickly. Again, fingers crossed fingers crossed for a multi-season renewal. Agreed. Seth can be show running, guiding the show, but the captain could be changed and it could still work. Oh, it would still work. Because I know they would do it right. You would hate to see somebody leave the show, but you know that the show would handle it correctly with whatever happens. Michael Mitchell, they need to do a season 4. We need more of Ed's adorable daughter Anaya. Yeah, we got so many follow-ups that we need a conclusion on in season 4. I want to know what happened with Tennis sounds the Kalon with emotions. What happened to him? What about Lokar? What about what are the Krill and the Mocklins going to do? What are the Mocklins going to do now that they're not beholden to anything having to do with the Union? Are they going to be even harder on people in their society that stray away from their traditional culture? Ed's daughter, Ed and Leah's daughter. I want to know more, and also I want new adventures, new things to follow up on in season 5 that started in season 4. New things. Yeah, I want more of the female Mocklins. Now, are the Mocklins and the Krill together going to try to take out the Sanctuary? Because why not? The Krill want to make the Mocklins happy because they have a pal, so they'll go along with the Mocklins to try and overtake that Sanctuary. It's protected by the Union, but that's how wars start. You got one side saying no and one side saying yes, and then they fight over it. What if Talia becomes General Talia because there's a new war? I could totally get into Captain Grayson as the show's lead, with an Admiral Mercer showing up from time to time. Yeah, totally. I don't care who's in it. I just want it, the people that make it to keep making it. The people that write it to keep writing it, because they've proved to themselves whatever decision they make will be the right decision. The Krill and Mocklin fleets were all but destroyed in the finale. They did destroy a lot of them, but I'm sure they'll be back. They'll be back. But they did take a big hit, but they weren't completely destroyed. And that's all it takes in a sci-fi show. What's up, Brawley? Brawley Dick Cumberbatch Montour. Kelly as captain and Bortus as first officer. Now, okay, part of the changes that are starting on January 1st, we're going to do a lot more live shows. I'm going to start with one a week, and then we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll do multiple, but I need to figure out a day of the week and time that I do a stream every single week at the same exact time on that same exact day. And that's got to be a weekday. It's got to be either a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm thinking Tuesday because I like the idea of talking Tuesday. It's just an alliterative thing that sounds great to me. But I will have to see because, I have family duties now, which is why I'm like, okay, I don't want to stream on the weekend because the weekend is when my family really needs me. We got things going on. Baseball's coming up here in a month or two. I got to start dealing with Little League Baseball, that type of thing. So I'm going to figure it out, have a set schedule so everybody knows what's going on and when it's going on. And then I'd really like streaming on Saturday. So if maybe I'll do the occasional Saturday as an extra stream, but it probably won't announce it. It'll just start streaming and see who shows up. We'll have to wait and see. Ari likes Tuesday. Tuesday seems pretty good because Monday is a day to really start getting the week set up for content, and then So Tuesday might be good for me, but whatever day of the week I stream next week will be the day that it'll be every week. I just got to figure out exactly when that is. Yes, Vaughn, I agree. Vaughn says, missed the time we came together every week for the pre-show explosion. That was easy, not easy, but it was easier to schedule because that's when the Orville came on live. So everyone was getting it at the same time. But now we're in streaming world, so people can watch it when they want to watch it. Somebody's watching episode 1 of the Orville season 1 right now. They just started. They just discovered it for the first time. And I love that idea. I love knowing, because I see people on Twitter all the time that just discovered the Orville. Baseball. I remember the days talking about sports ball. Yeah, sports ball. Little League sports ball. I'm not coaching it. I just have to make sure the kid gets to practice and to the games and all that. Orson, the news is, and this is good news, the good news is that there's no news as of yet. The Orville, the crew, the cast, they're still waiting to find out if they're getting renewed. I feel they've already been renewed internally. They're just trying to figure out the budget and the schedule before they get to work and before they announce it to us, because the show did very well and it's still doing very well. It would be silly not to renew it. It'd be a bad business decision. But you know, they got the backing of Disney Plus and Hulu, which is basically the same thing. The Disney Plus is very excited about the Orville universe and bringing it on and keeping it going forward, but it all comes down to the numbers. The numbers are very good, but they need to figure out, in the streaming wars game, which is going on right now between all these streaming services, how much is worth giving monetarily to the budget of a season 4, hopefully season 4/5. They're trying to figure out all that business stuff that most of us don't understand. And but I'm guessing, I could be wrong, I'm guessing the announcement of a season 4 is not going to come in 2022 but 2023, but there's still a day and a half left, so maybe they're deciding to save it for the very last minute, that announcement. We'll have to wait and see, but I have a very good feeling a 4th season will be coming because everybody is up for it. Seth is up for it. The crew, the writers, the actors, they're all up for it. Now we just need to see what Disney's got in store, what they got planned as far as giving money to the show. And I think the show's worth some money, don't you? But either way, we're always going to be talking about the Orville on this channel. And once the news comes out, good or bad, we're going to be covering it right here and talking about it and giving our opinions about it. And maybe I might say, okay, everybody go on social media and say this, that we want the Orville, or good job, the Orville, good job, Disney Plus for renewing and Hulu for renewing. We'll just have to wait and see on pins and needles. But I do know we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about Ted, the new Ted series. I might cover The Last of Us, because I'm a huge fan of that universe, and I'm very interested to see what HBO Max does with it, with Pedro Pascal and I don't remember the name of the actress playing Ellie. But yeah, shows, movies, topics, things that happen in entertainment news and entertainment news, trailers. We got so much stuff to talk about, you guys. We are expanding Egotastic Fun Time, bringing it back this Sunday. I don't have a video ready for this Sunday, but I have I have visuals ready to change everything over, you guys. But this will still always be the #1 hub for everything going on with the Orville, you guys. Nobody's going to take it from us. But yeah, I do think it's important to make my own mark in the sand with my own brand, Egotastic Fun Time, as opposed to piggybacking off of somebody else's brand, the Orville. It was great during the whole season 3 adventure, but now it's time to expand forth And Talking to Orville will be a playlist. Talking Ted will be a playlist. And then, of course, the other playlist, all new episodes. The latest. I think I might have already put all that up on the page. I want to ride on the Orville. Me too. I want to ride fast. I want it to be quantum, super quantum. I don't know how fast super quantum is, but I bet you it's really fast. Pranakash, I don't know if I said thank you for your super chat. Hooray for Elise and Phoenix Games. Now let me scroll back down there. The chat's going fast. The Last of Us is the best game ever. I agree with you, Margot. When I think of all these great games that I've played in my life, the story and the gameplay for The Last of Us, and the look and feel, even with just the music, and the music is great in The Last of Us. I'm sure they're going to incorporate that into the show as well. It's my favorite game. It's the best experience I've had with a game. Something that's stuck with me, that makes me keep thinking about the universe and the obstacles that came up in that universe. Maybe Angry Nerd Troll could return. Oh, Curtis, I've been going over so much stuff in my brain. I forgot about Angry Nerd Troll. I got Angry Nerd Troll. I never really introduced the new Angry Nerd Troll because I switched over to the Orville stuff, and Angry Nerd Troll wasn't necessarily appropriate at the time. I got the new Angry Nerd Troll right there in my closet, waiting to be introduced to you guys. So I got to figure that out as well. Just as long as you don't leap when you go quantum. Yeah, I don't know if I want to leap. Get a Swiss cheese brain, which I already have. I already have a baby Swiss cheese brain. Brawley, it's faster than Plaid. It's Paisley speed, which is faster than I don't know where tie-dye. That's right. Spaceballs. May the Schwartz be with you. Welcome to the Geloja Squad, Ari. Very much appreciated. Welcome. Every once in a while, I do have some members-only videos that I put out. There's some available to you now, some interviews with the cast and crew of the Orville, full uncut interviews. You just go to that playlist. It's on the front page of this channel. You can find them right there. John Burns, thank you so much. Watch The Last of Us movie, shot in Calgary. Last of Us movie? I know it's a series, which looks like a movie. It comes out like in 2 weeks. Calgary, yeah. If you're talking about the series, Calgary, anything Canada. I mean, they got nature there. They got cities there. They do a lot of great shooting in Canada. What if the Orville moves to Canada to film its 4th season? If they end up getting a reduced budget, they would probably want to film in a place that's probably less expensive than Hollywood. But of course, everyone's lives that are on the show are in Hollywood. I don't know if they'd want to move to Canada for most of a year, because it takes about a year to film the Orville. All I want for season 4 is to see JP as an intergalactic taxi driver who knows all the back roads. I mean conduits, ferrying alien species back and forth. I'd do it. I used to do Uber Eats driving, so I can do that as well. I got experience. We need a My Little Pony Orville episode, or the Orville maybe come across. Maybe there's a subculture on the Mocklins called My Little Bronies. Alien Isolation in VR is pretty hectic. Oh, I bet. I can't even play a game like that without the VR, let alone with VR. Also, even though PlayStation's got its new VR coming forth, it looks like it's gonna be great. I'm not gonna dive into VR again until they have the super high quality, but get rid of the cables. No more wires. I'm taking a stand against wires. I'm so sick of wires. Actually, tomorrow I have to get up and undo all the wires with my computer and the screens and all that, because this view that you're seeing now is not the final view. I gotta turn this desk this way so you can see more over here, I just don't have any more slack on my wires, so I gotta unhook everything and redo it. Because going forward, I'm gonna have a different background for 2023. I mean, it's not that different. It's pretty much kind of what you're used to, but there'll be some stuff on the walls. John Burns, screw the 4th season. I want the Schwartz season. I'd be down for that. Brian Dawkins, Resident Alien is going to 8 episodes. Yeah, shows are doing that now as well because things are so expensive and there's so much competition. You can't have a bunch of episodes of a show anymore. JP and DP both have the voice of the angels. Praise Avis. Avis, be kind to us in 2023. Shine your glory upon us. Put your hand on the screen and ask Avis for a glorious 4th season announcement of the Orville in 2023, unless they want to do it later today or tomorrow. I just really feel it's coming. Thank you, No Money G. Economoney. Economoney. G. Bill Keith channel, did you know Avis is a French word for opinion? In my best Avis, the Orville should be renewed. Renew the Orville. Avis is also a rental car company. Every time I go to the airport, which I don't want to do in 2023, one of my goals in 2023 is not to see the inside of an airport. But every time I do, there's a big sign that says Avis, and you can rent a car from them. But also, there's Enterprise right next to them. Now, I love the Orville the most when it comes to sci-fi shows, but I probably love Enterprise more than I love Avis, I do have to say. Happy New Year, Richard Cullen from Dan Crane. Vancouver and BC, British Columbia, I assume. I think Seth is a modern day genius. An example is Isaac. With only eyes, his blank face allows us to perceive his feelings through his eyes. We put the emotional response on his face that we feel. Exactly. That's very good. We project. But also Mark Jackson does a good job as being a conduit for what's written for him. But yeah, Seth MacFarlane created that character and said he wanted to look this way and act this way. Absolutely. And there was something in there somebody just said that I wanted to expand upon. I cannot remember. Oh, okay. Seth. Seth, of course, wrote the entire Ted series, which is already wrapped filming. It's coming in 2023, probably, no doubt. I'm very interested to see what Seth's writing is like for Ted. Of course, the original Ted films, very adolescent, dick jokes, all that stuff. But the new Ted series is going to be kind of a prequel, a middle-quel. It takes place when the kid is still a kid. He hasn't grown up and become Marky Mark or anything. He's still a kid, so he's younger, which means Ted is younger. But I'm interested to see with the things that Seth MacFarlane was writing for the Orville, all these sensitive topics. I want to see if that influence shines through with the writing of the scripts in Ted. I think they for sure will. People, they change over the years. They become more, hopefully. And they can't help but having that expansion of their minds and their sensitivity and their view on the world shine through in anything they do. So I think with all the wonderfulness and thoughtfulness that came out of the Orville scripts, I think those are going to, that view is going to transfer over into anything that Seth MacFarlane does going forward, but into this Ted series, which is the first, which will be the first thing that we're getting as fans of Seth's. So we're going to talk about that. If I notice an evolution in these TED scripts, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to expand upon it and dive deeper into it. John Burns, the Orville, the search for more donations for Avis. Avis needs that money, yo, to make a better Orville Universe. Oh, damn it, I pressed the wrong button. Hold on, Teppo. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Oh, I was going to put show, and I accidentally clicked hide on your message, so I didn't see it, Teppo. Wait, Teppo says the Orville Simulator Adventures. Only on Pornhub Premium. That'd be fun, too. There's certain characters I'm sure people would like to play in that simulator. I play Yaphet, of course. That's my type. Chris, Andrew, hoping for Disney Avis logo. We've picked you up. Yeah, and when they make the announcement, I cannot wait to see how they do it. Do they make it a big to-do? Or do they just say it? They say, hey, the Orville's been renewed for a fourth season. Fourth/fifth season is what I'm hoping. Or do they make a big show of it? Do they have a poster? Do they have a video? I'm sure they'll at least have Seth make a video. He did that for the announcement of the Orville not moving, but being added to Disney Plus, as well as Hulu. Now, for a fourth season, will it go in the United States? Will it go straight to Disney Plus and Hulu? Or will Hulu still have the exclusive rights in the United States, whereas on Disney Plus around the world, it'll still come out the same day? But Disney Plus viewers in the United States, will they have to wait until after the entire season run before it's added to Disney Plus? Like, that's what they did this time. I'm interested to see what they do next time. Changes are always being made. Better business decisions are usually always being made. So I'm interested to see how that goes, because those decisions that they make, how to announce something or how to show something, that stuff interests me. It gives me something to think about, to talk about, and to learn from in my own content creation. Minkin, let me show this. Or maybe Ted got all the dick jokes and we got season 3. Were there any dick jokes in season 3? There's got to be at least one, right? I can't remember. Wonder when Seth will have. All right, that's our mission. We'll have to comb through season 3 of the Orville to find at least one dick joke. Michael Mitchell, wonder when Seth will have Ted working at a Wahlburger restaurant. I finally saw a Wahlburger when Jessica and I went to Vegas. There was a Wahlburger there. I didn't eat there. We don't eat a bunch we just don't eat a bunch, really. But I think we already ate that day. But yeah, there's a Wahlburger right there, so we went and checked it out. I'm sure if I ordered a Wahlburger, it would just taste like a really good burger. I don't think it probably has any essence of Mark Wahlberg in it, but you never know. Maybe Donnie. But yeah, will there be a Wahlburger spoof? I don't know. I think it takes place in the 90s, so there probably won't be a Wahlburger. Yes, that ability to change the audience who he's writing for. He did it well with the Orville. He really did. People were expecting one thing, just dick jokes in space, but they got something very different with the Orville. Season's greetings, Jeff B. Thank you very much. I got here late from Wesley. May have already mentioned it, but you have a date for the next season of the Orville? Not yet. The fourth season has not yet been officially announced, but the Orville has not been canceled. Some people just, they're like, oh, it hasn't been renewed. Oh, that makes me sad. Therefore, I feel it's been canceled. And they'll tell people, oh, the Orville's been canceled. No, you can't go with emotions on this. You got to go with the facts. It's not been renewed, but Seth MacFarlane is saying he wants it to be renewed, and but it has not been canceled, and that's the only thing I need is for it to not be canceled. So know that there'll be more. Sorry, guys, my throat. This is America. I want it now. Do you know that Netflix alone produced over 400 shows in 2022? I didn't know those numbers, Dan, but it does not surprise me. This is the competition for streaming services. It's all about more content, not so much quality. Now, there has been some quality. There's been a few things that Netflix has shown that's quality, but there's also just a bunch of riffraff that they come out with too. But I do know that Netflix and Hulu are like the only two streaming services that made a profit. All other streaming services so far are losing money. I don't know if that applies to Amazon, because Amazon Prime is connected to Amazon as a whole company. So I don't know if Amazon does their numbers the same way, or does their taxes the same way as the other companies. But I could see Amazon losing as well. They got some great shows, but they got a lot of stuff on there I think people don't care about. All the streaming services do. They all got at least one thing that you feel like you gotta watch, and then a bunch of stuff you don't care about. Which is one of the things that's kind of making me mad about some of these streaming services. I'll get the free trial of something so I can watch a movie. And so I'll watch the movie that I wanted to watch. And I'll say, okay, let's go into this. I got a free trial. Let's check it out. See if there's anything else I want to watch. Nothing. Nothing. Just that one movie. That's how they get you. Archmage, there was a joke about Gordon wanting to be used for sex by the alien lady. Oh. Close. Not as dick jokey as I would like. I love them dick jokies, you guys. But yeah, that's a close one right there. Brian Dawkins, thank you so much. Did you see Elvis in Vegas? No, I did not see not one Elvis in Vegas. I saw a lot of fake showgirls on the street. They got street performers in Vegas all over the place. They're just trying to get your money. Take a picture with us, and then they'll say, $50, please. But that's illegal. You don't have to give them $50. You can give them $1. It's whatever you feel it's worth. But there's these showgirls everywhere, and they're not showgirls. They're usually strippers from a strip club, and they're flirting with people, trying to get them to take pictures. They tried that with me. I was with Jessica and with my sister walking, I think probably in front of the Casino Royale. And they're like, oh, there you are. And they start trying to get me to take a picture. I go, well, I don't think you can afford me, ladies. And then my sister goes, yeah. And I also said, no, I don't want a picture. And we're walking. My sister starts, joking with him. Oh yeah, he's a YouTuber. You can't afford him. Blah blah. And one of the showgirls says, you could have just said no. And I'm like, I did say no, but I didn't argue with him. I was just trying to get away from him. But they're everywhere. And for the ladies, they had some buff male nudes, half naked, to take a picture with too. My sister and Jessica did not mind those guys, but the showgirls were a little bit annoying to them, I guess. It's good. What's going on? Where did you go? There were all those jokes with John and Tala trying to have sex. Yeah, that's a little bit closer right there. Oh, I hope John didn't get anything hurt down there. Poor fella. He got some stuff hurt. Broken leg, broken arm, broken face. We won't talk about how his face got broken, but you know why it got broken. That's pretty close as well. But if we could only get something in the season about Gordon doing penis graffiti on stuff. Bill Keith channel, I was the one person that liked the movie Showgirls. I saw Showgirls so long ago. I don't remember. There were a couple reasons back then that I liked it. I don't know if it would hold up for me today, now that I'm not tricked by those types of things anymore. Now that I'm an older man. But yeah, I don't remember anyone saying that Showgirls sucked. Sounded dirty. John Burns, it wasn't Gordon, it was Ed. Gordon volunteered. Gordon's volunteering is probably the fact that, because we know why he volunteered, so that's probably the one. Gordon's volunteering for perverted reasons. That's the one, I think. Pranakasha Productions, hunky guys with cowboy hats. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Now, Matt, I will say, we for our flight back, we had a layover in Seattle. Now we're sitting on the runway at the Seattle airport, getting ready to take off. We're in like fourth in line, and then it was raining just a little bit. It's Seattle, it rains there, and then all of a sudden I see snowflakes. And I'm like, oh, it's starting to snow. So then the captain comes on and says, oh, it's snowing. We have to taxi over to the north part of the airport and get de-iced and then get back in line. So that we did that. It took like an hour altogether, an extra hour of sitting on the plane to get de-iced and then fly out. We were one of the last flights out of Seattle before that huge blizzard hit. And everyone's flights got delayed for however long, and so we were very thankful. Thank you, Avis, for shining your light upon our trip and helped us get home almost on time and not delayed by a day or two, thanks to all the snow. But we saw a lot of snow on the flight back here to Tulsa. John Burns, come for the puns, stay for the Rick's obsession. The Rick's. Or something that rhymes with Rick's. Pickle Rick. Brawley says, makes my day, everyone sends the Clyden clip. Oh yeah, hooray! Hooray for you! I'll probably be keeping that going forward in 2023 because it's a great clip. It's how I feel every time someone does a super chat or joins the club here. So I'll probably keep that, but I am going to go through our emojis. Let me show them all right here. Maybe you guys can pick. Because I want to do new emojis, but I have the most amount of emojis that I can have with this number of followers. It takes more followers to unlock more emoji slots. I need to get rid of some of these in order to come up with some new 2023 emojis for members of the channel. I want to have a TED emoji, something maybe more egotastic, maybe a pew pew explosion emojis. So I need to get rid of a handful of these, maybe even half. I just don't know which ones to get rid of. It's nice having a Yoffit. We'll have to figure it out. You guys can vote if you can figure out any of these to get rid of. I love them all. JP, I can't wait to see your reaction to the Orville renewal. Oh, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. And I'm trying to decide if I want to be gracious or if I want to call out a bunch of people that have been naysayers the whole time. Because that would feel good, but also that's not me. I like to take the high road when I can. Because that also hurts people even more sometimes when you don't engage. So you guys let me know what you want from that. You want me to just tear people up, or do you want me to just be happy about the Orville renewal? If and when we get it, in case anyone just tuned in. John Burns, I wouldn't accept Rick's with a D. Oh, okay. You like that R. You like it when they roll the R. Michael Mitchell. Now we need to find out if Gordon's descendants will come after Ed for revenge. Well, if they exist, they would have no reason to for revenge. Sorry, you guys, my throat's killing me. I haven't talked this much in a while. Hold on. A little personal cough. Now, one thing that's going to be happening in the new year, I'm very excited about. You guys know, many of you guys know, that I've been out here in the middle of the country for a decade now, and I never get to see my family. My family all lives back in Southern California. So, you know, every few years I get to see my family for a couple of days. And that hurts me the most with my mother. You know, I love my mom. She's a great gal. She's a friend. But I only get to see her every few years for a few days. If that, sometimes just a few hours. My mom's currently got her house on the market back in California. Sell it so she can move out here where I'm at and live permanently. We're gonna be looking for, looking around for a house for her to get. And my sister also is looking for a job here so that she can move here. Now, she's got a big fancy job, but the company she works for also has a big fancy building out here where I live so she could transfer. So she's hoping to make that work. So I'll have my mother here, hopefully in just a few months, my sister hopefully in 2023, which will hopefully lead to my both of my brothers moving out here, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I might in 2023 get my whole family back and we can start rebuilding all the time that we have lost over the last 10 years. I'm so excited. When my mom finally finds a place out here, I'll be flying out. Oh, I do got to see an airport this year for sure. I'll be flying out so that I can help them drive all their stuff halfway across the country to where I'm at now. Damn it, I do have to go to the airport this year. Oh well, it's well worth it. But I don't have to fly back out. I'll drive back out, which I prefer. So yay for me. I don't have to. I get my family. I'm definitely getting my mom. And hopefully the rest will follow. John Burns, not I, ITI, as in Twitch Super Chat. Ah, Twitch. That's something I don't think I'll be going back to. Twitch has been losing a lot of their followers as they keep making, not followers, but streamers, as they've been making so many new changes to their business platform. Twitch, of course, loses money every single year because it is expensive to run the live streaming service that they do and not be owned by Google. But I'm just going to be concentrating on YouTube and Twitter, and that's it. All for 2022, so I'll be able to put better, with just having that focus, I'll be able to do more. Thank goodness. And we'll be talking about more stuff. Real quick, I want to go back. Dan Crane posted the emojis. Are these the emojis you want to keep or the emojis you want to get rid of, Dan? Brian Dawkins, the piano dinner music in From Unknown Graves is something wonderful from The King and I. It took a while to find. Also from Unknown Graves, well, not from Unknown Graves, from The King and I. Don't forget The King and I was used in season 2 episode with Talia when she was still disguised as Janelle. Her and Ed. What's the name of that episode? What is the name of that episode? Oh, I'll come up with it later. Anyway, it's the episode before All the World's Birthday Cake. Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes. That episode was also had a bunch of stuff from The King and I in it. You know, Seth, he's got a huge musical repertoire when it comes to musicals and the classics and standards. I was lucky enough to not only chat with Seth, hang out with him, have some drinks, but I was privileged to watch him sing. He sang 2 songs. This was at the premiere party for New Horizons. He sang 2 songs. One of them was Old MacDonald, the classic version. Old MacDonald had a farm, and he sang some other song. I can't remember. South of the Border, Frank Sinatra. South of the border, down Mexico way. The dude knows his classics and his musicals. Donnie Pearson, hello JP and all. Hope everyone is well on this final day of 2022. Now, do we count tomorrow as the final day? I don't know, because it's a holiday in itself. Maybe it's a non-day. All I know is I doubt that I am up at midnight tomorrow. I doubt it. I'll probably be in bed by 9 so that I can wake up in the morning and start making all the changes to this channel on January 1st. Unless I want to stay up till midnight to make the changes at midnight. But then I have to stay up till midnight. So no, I'll probably just get up early. John Burns, thank you again. I meant YouTube Super Chat wouldn't accept. Some troubles with the tube technologies. I get it. Kylie Pratt, thank you for signing back up as a Slay and Brawler. Happy New Year from Australia to all Orvillians. Australia, a beautiful, serious country. The outback, the wildlife, everything's so beautiful. But watch yourself. Anything can kill you in Australia. But man, It's a beautiful place, is it not? I've always wanted to go there, but that's a long flight. So it'd have to be a flight where somebody knocks me out, gives me some sort of serum that I have to take that knocks me out, and I wake up. I go to sleep and I wake up in Australia. Ari, excited for the changes. I am so glad because I'm excited too. I'm excited to finally be able to expand. Like, for instance, the title of this live stream is "It's Finally Over," scheduled for New Year on New Year's Eve. Me, I think of that as, obviously the year is finally over. You don't want to have a long title. That's bad YouTube. That's bad YouTubeism. YouTuberisms. You don't want to have a super long title. You want to keep it short and sweet and enticing. It's finally over. But because of the fact that this channel is talking the Orville, people make assumptions that I'm saying in a clickbaity way that the Orville is over, when it doesn't say that at all. If that were the case, I would put the Orville, it's finally over. I'd put the Orville in it. I didn't even do that. So having talking the Orville as the name of the channel makes people have a lot of assumptions when I'm trying to talk about other stuff. This being the end of 2022 and all the great stuff that's going to happen in 2023. 2022 sucked for a lot of people, but for me, it was great. I loved 2022. Got married to the woman of my dreams. Got a new season of the Orville. Got to talk about the Orville. I got to meet the entire cast and production, well, a lot of the production of the Orville. I got to meet Seth in person. I got to interview the entire cast of the Orville. So much fun. Absolutely adored 2022. But I'm excited for 2023, just as everyone's excited for the upcoming year. But a lot of people, 2022 sucked. There was still a lot of COVID restrictions going on, weird politics stuff, inflation. Money is hard to come by. Was hard to come by in 2022. Maybe 2023 will be a little bit different. I'm looking forward to it. I want to know what you guys are looking forward to in 2023. John Burns, you should watch the ball drop at 9, New York. That's actually, my time is 11. New York is only an hour difference from where I'm at. So I'd still have to maybe I'll watch the ball drop in England. That might be more my style. Do they drop a ball in England? They should. Maybe drop a bellend. What? Ari is looking forward to 2023. And like I said, we're going to be doing these live streams more often, you guys. So members are the ones that I'm able to see the most. You get your badges. Maybe I should design some new badges. Though I do like the badges that I have. They're all the Orville. The longer or the higher level you are, you get a different badge. And I just added 2 new badges last month for people that have been subscribed for like 36 months and 48 months or some number like that, whatever YouTube allowed. I'll have to look into that because I'm going to be going into everything and redesigning. Teppo says, to Archmage Frey, I still have my personal time watching JP. Yes, we need to have more time together, you guys. That is my goal. One of my goals for 2023. Spend more time talking about whatever we want to talk about. We're all into different stuff. I'm into different stuff. Right now, I'm into Bullet Train. I watched that movie last night. I had a good time watching it. It was very Guy Ritchie-ish, even though it was not a Guy Ritchie movie. We've dropped a few balls recently. Nice. Get them balls dropped, you guys. Or else, and if you don't get those balls dropped, see your doctor. Ari says, yeah, I do like these badges. And the Orville is still going to be a huge thing for this channel, so maybe I'll keep those badges. Or I can make little changes to the badges, but overall keep them exactly the way they are. John Burns, they light up the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Beret. Now I saw I saw the Eiffel Tower. It must be a bigger lighting because I know that they do a little sparkling lighting at the end of the day every day. and have a little ceremony or whatever. But if they light it up for New Year's, then it must be a big thing, fireworks and all that jazz. That'd be nice. I did just see the fake Eiffel Tower in Vegas. That was pretty cool. All right, agreed. I've always been digging these chats whenever you host them. Thank you so much. I would love to start using StreamYards. A lot of people use StreamYards. But man, I looked into it. It's so expensive for not even good features. Like, you have to get their full-blown package, which is, oh gosh, 40 some bucks a month, which is too much, just to be able to stream in HD. Their other package was like 25 bucks a month. You can't even stream in HD. It's like maybe 720 or 480. I have to look into it and see, but it's so expensive. So I would love to use that so I can highlight your guys' messages and easily invite people on every once in a while, or have guests, you know, from the Orville or whatever. I'm hoping to be able to do interviews this in 2023 for the TED series. Talk to the cast, talk to Seth, which would StreamYards would make it easy, but man, it's just too expensive. So I'll just keep doing things for free with OBS. Balls dropped. A Topa thing. I think they weren't dropped. They were removed. And of course, watching plenty of the Orville. No matter. Oh, that's another thing I want to do. I think I can do it. Is do some watch parties here on YouTube of the Orville. I mean, I won't have the audio of the Orville, and I'll only have a little bit of the video, so you guys can keep you know, get it all lined up at home, so you know you're in the right area that we're watching. This is the part of the episode we're watching. Start doing some live streams of the Orville episodes right here on the new upcoming Egotastic Fun Time. John Burns, you're a good man. New York Resolution, watch Dark Matter. You want me to watch that Dark Matter? I just need to find time. My channel isn't big enough yet where I can count on it to do stuff on its own to keep me with enough. I don't make enough money with my channel in order to not always be nurturing my channel. So I have a hard time going off and watching a movie or a TV show without feeling like I need to be in front of the computer doing tags and thumbnails and all that stuff. But one day, when the channel gets bigger, hopefully in 2023, where I can have more assurance, where I could feel a little bit better about being away from the computer, I will be watching more stuff. Now, I know one thing I have to watch is the first two Ted movies. I mean, I've seen them, but it's been forever. And so I need to get all caught up on the Ted movies so I can compare them to the series, as well as, you know, box office numbers, worldwide numbers, all that stuff. Because I want to do a Ted video very soon to get everybody caught up with what's coming. We don't have any trailers or anything yet, but we're going to be getting very Ted-tastic here over the next couple months as well as other stuff. But yeah, we'll get, once I get ease of mind, assurance of mind, whatever phrase I said earlier in the stream, I'll feel better about going and watching a bunch of stuff. Brian Dawkins, member for 35 months. I think one more month you get another special badge. I think it might be baby blue with a couple more stars on it, Brian. But welcome back to the Jaloja Squad. But yeah, I spend a lot of time in front of this computer on YouTube, nurturing thumbnails. Oh, that thumbnail's not quite right. Let me change it. Tags, all the stuff you got to do. There's a lot of administrative work involved with YouTube just to keep it going. Just to make sure a video is getting views. I mean, I'll have to go back to a video from a year ago and start nurturing it. It's a lot of work. What's a mon? I have actually never seen Ted. Ted is a funny movie, but it's very much the old style of Seth MacFarlane. It's about a boy, a young boy, makes a wish that his teddy bear was real. The wish comes true. Now fast forward 20, 30 years where the boy and the teddy bear basically grew up together and now they live together, they're roommates. The teddy bear is alive. The excitement that the world had about a live teddy bear, a living teddy bear, has passed. No one really cares anymore. The teddy bear is a has been. Lots of beer jokes, more adolescent humor that Seth MacFarlane was more known for in the Family Guy days. But I'm guessing that the new series won't be just that. That it's going to have some heartfelt points of views going on. So I'm very excited to see that. Is Patrick Stewart the narrator in the new Ted? Ooh, I don't know. We don't know much about it yet. I just know that it's done filming. And I know Tom Constantino's working on it. Seth, of course, is working on it. Scott Grimes is on it. Brandon Fayette did some work on it as well and also helped develop the animation system used for Ted, the teddy bear. So there's a lot of Orville touches going on in the new Ted series, but I don't know much about it other than that. Except for that there's a movie coming out called Cocaine Bear, but I don't think that they're very similar. But you never know. John Burns, I understand. You're a very good man, Mr. Ego. And now people are going to start saying ego again more often when I go back to Egotastic Fun Time. And back when I changed the channel name to Talking the Orville, a lot of people were worried. They're like, oh, you're putting yourself in a box, this, and that. I'm like, I'm not worried. I'll just change it back to something else whenever I want to. I always knew I could change it back whenever, so I wasn't worried about it. I just changed it for algorithm and audience reasons. I wanted to support the Orville and the fandom of the Orville to show them how grateful I was for their support. And now I did that. Now it's time to go to expand it back out to Egotastic Fun Time a little bit and be my own thing again, as opposed to just being the Orville guy. I get to go back to being the ego guy. Even Seth MacFarlane, till this day, he still calls me Egotastic Fun Time. It was just a couple months ago, when I was at the premiere, and then all of a sudden I hear Egotastic Fun Time, and I look, and it's Seth MacFarlane coming right at me. And I know he still refers to me as Egotastic Fun Time to Tom Constantino as well. So I might as well go back to Egotastic Fun Time. Be my own thing. But there's going to be a lot of Orville here, I will tell you that. Curtis Tate, thank you for rejoining up as a Chilean brawler. Ted without Mila Kunis. I have no idea if Mila Kunis is in it or not. I don't know if it... I figured it would be in the news. I mean, I haven't looked up too much news on it, but I don't remember her being a part of it. But, maybe because it's taking place in like 20, 30 years ago. It's not a current day Ted's universe. It is going back in time. And I'm very interested to see what Seth does with the time frame to make jokes about how things were back in the 90s. Maybe, I don't know if it'll be, maybe there'll be a Y2K joke in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe there'll be people wearing very large denim pants. Get some Janko jeans going. The 90s was my era, so the 80s and 90s mostly were my era, but I'm very interested. I love period piece jokes. So I'm very interested to see what we do with this show being a period piece. JP is closing down his channel and joining a commune in Tunisia with his new bride. Yes, Bill Keith, that's exactly what's happening. No, what's happening is we're going back to Egotastic Fun Time starting this Sunday, January 1st, 2023. Still doing this is the #1 place for Orville chat, but we're going to be expanding to some new chats as well. So new types of videos, some new topics, something a lot of you have been asking for a long time. And I was just waiting for the Orville to finish its season and for the discussions to really be. We're never going to run out of stuff to talk about with the Orville, but we've deep dived into the entire new season, and we'll continue to do so. But we got some new stuff to talk about. We got to always keep growing. Got to reinvent ourselves every once in a while. So I'm going to reinvent Egotastic Fun Time. I didn't do it right back in the day. Egotastic Fun Time. I didn't know what I wanted it to be. Now I kind of know what I want it to be. I want it to be a community of like-minded individuals and non-like-minded individuals who will discover that there are things that they have a like mind about that do exist, and they'll come together to talk about those things in a positive way. Wolfgang Engel, 80s, 90s, first half of the thousands. I really feel like everything went downhill from 2005 on. I would say things went downhill when Parks and Recreation went off the air. So what was that, 2014, 15? I can't remember exactly. I still watch it almost every day. Oh, but then we got The Good Place. I align my my attitudes on the world on whether or not there's a show I like to watch or not. Those are my priorities. A community of sci-fi junkies. Sci-fi junkies, romance junkies, sitcom junkies, movie junkies of all types. Just junkies. I want all the junkies to come here to Egotastic Fun Time on January 1st and become part of a community just for them that understands. We're pro-junkie here. And I also can't wait to start making just some weird stuff every once in a while. Sometimes I just want to make something weird, you guys. I just want to get weird with it. 2005 Enterprise was canceled. Oh, yeah. That's a year that will go down in infamy. But SG-1 and Atlantis were still going strong. 2005. That was sad when they got canceled. I remember it very well. I was like, what? It's canceled? And then the series finale, an episode I love. It's not a great episode. It needed follow-up. It needed to be like, oh, that was just a part of the holographic storyline that was happening with Riker. The computer thought he needed that storyline to learn the lesson he was trying to learn. But Trip is okay. Trip is fine. But we didn't get that follow-up, did we? Now it's just, he's dead. No, I don't believe it. It happened on a holodeck. I didn't see it happen with my own eyes. Saw it happen on a holodeck. What happens on the holodeck stays on the holodeck. Damn it. I heard there was going to be cake. Was I mistaken? Oh, I already ate the cake. And it was a cake with nothing but corner pieces with a flower on top. If you like rom-coms, watch Brian McClure's movie In Other Words. I do like rom-coms. I always have since I was young. I think it all started with When Harry Met Sally. So however old I was when that movie came out. As long as that ROM has a lot of com, I'm for it. ROMs with no comms, I'm not so much for. There's a time and place for that, but I'm usually not in the mood. It's got to have that com. Oh yeah, I watched Strange New Worlds. I thought it was great. It was they had fun. They put fun into it, as well as some good little per episode mysteries. We didn't have to follow along with an entire story arc across the entire season, except for that Pike knows that he's going to get into that accident. But a nice little story every week, so you got a conclusion with maybe a little tease for the next episode. I was very impressed with their giant television screen that they use for their backdrops. It still feels like a TV show to me. The Orville feels like a big event when I watch episodes of the Orville. But that's, you can't expect every show to just jump off the screen. But yeah, Strange New Worlds was very enjoyable. I will be watching more of that. I'm not in a hurry, but when I get around to it, yeah, I'll be watching more of that. I'm glad they got renewed because I like the people involved. Anson Mount, come on, who doesn't like Anson Mount? Was it a cellular peptide cake with mint frosting? No, but it was shaped like Deanna Troy. Just realized JP reminds me of Captain Ephraim Longstocking. I don't know that name. What show is that from? Hyperspeed? I don't remember his name. I can't stand Strange New Worlds, but Prodigy is actually pretty good. Prodigy, I watched the first episode, thought it was pretty damn decent and interesting, but I never got around to watching more. And some of that comes from I don't feel comfortable watching things anymore. I feel like, oh God, I need to go and nurture the YouTube channel because it requires that all the time. Just to keep a small amount of views coming through, I have to nurture the analytics all the time with this thing. But hey, that's what I signed up for. You've Got Mail. I loved You've Got Mail. I even liked what's that one with Bruce Willis and Michelle Pfeiffer? The Story of Us, Rob Reiner film. I thought that was great. But sometimes I just want to watch a rom-com like Singles. Singles is a rom-com. One of the most 90s movies ever made, too. Prodigy, in my opinion, is the best modern Trek. It has the spirit of 90s Trek. I am hearing very good things about Picard Season 3. People that hated the first 2 seasons of Picard that have seen some of Season 3 say, wow, this is actually really damn good. So I'm very excited to see what that means. But I'm also not giving my hopes up because that always leads to disaster. If no matter what, even if it's the Orville, if you give your hopes up too high, get your hopes up too high, you're always disappointed. So I always go into everything just hoping to have my attention grabbed for 2 hours or a half hour or an hour. And it usually works out pretty well. Because I always when I go into watching something, I always have the mindset, no matter what it is, that I'm going to go along with whatever universe they're creating, whatever storyline they're going with, whether it's stupid or not. I'm just going to go with it because that's what's this universe of a film I'm watching. That's the way that universe is. So I usually go along with it, and I never hate anything. I don't love everything, but I don't hate anything. I'm like, well, I can make the choice. If I'm not having a good time, I can just turn it off. It's okay to not finish things. Or I can give it more of a chance. And sometimes you give something a chance, it will grab you at some point. The Orville to boldly laugh where no man has laughed before. The bathroom of a high school. Best thing about Prodigy is it isn't another prequel. Yeah, it's a whole extension of the universe. The Prodigy storyline got quite epic towards the end. Yeah, I think there's like, what, 20 episodes now of Prodigy, which is a lot. I had no idea they would make that many episodes of an animated series. And it's a quality animation to make that show. I didn't think they would be able to make 20 episodes. Things are expensive nowadays. Very expensive. The only thing you're going to get 20, 25 episodes of forever now in your life is going to be sitcoms, because they're easy to write, easy to film, cheap to film, talent competition shows, and that's about it. Anything that has quality and a budget and good acting and good effects, you're only ever going to get 8 to 12 episodes. And that's just the way of things. There's too much competition to put so much money into one thing. I'm very interested in in the business sense of things, I'm very interested to see what, in the streaming wars, I'm very interested to see what Paramount Plus does with Star Trek. Are they going to start inching back a little bit? Because they got a lot, like 5 shows, and they got the new Picard series is coming. Strange New World season 2 is coming, which is a good business decision because people really like that show. What about all these other shows? Remember, they were going to have a Starfleet Academy show. They were going to have a well, I don't think they ever officially announced it, but like a Section 31 show. I don't think it makes sense to keep doing a bunch of Star Trek shows. Find the one that really worked, Strange New Worlds, and just keep sinking everything into doing more seasons of that. Now that they have so many other shows for Paramount Plus, Tulsa King, Yellowstone, 1883 and 1823, and whatever else they put out on that streaming service, I don't know if they're going to be putting out so much Star Trek anymore. They had a 5-year plan, and I think they signed up for another 5-year plan. But what about after that? And I don't care what they do with it. I mean, it'd be nice to them to keep experimenting with Star Trek, but it's not super important to me anymore now that I'm older. I think it would make sense to keep something of Star Trek going on their service, but I don't know if they're going to be doing 5 shows throughout a year all the time anymore. And I respect that decision because it doesn't make business sense to me, unless people are going nuts and really getting those subscriptions going because of Star Trek. But really, when it comes down to it, it's a business. I'm a Janeway fan as well. One of the reasons I was very interested in Prodigy, still am, is the whole Voyager connection. I like Voyager a lot. It used to be Voyager was my second favorite after TNG. Now I think it's probably TNG, Enterprise, then Voyager, and then I don't rank the original series at all because I think it's the original. It's the grandfather of all of it. I think it's above being ranked as best or worst or anything. So I never include the original series because I consider that it's its own thing. It's above all of that. And then of course DS9. I love DS9. I love all the characters, but it's not one of my favorites. Even though some people it's their absolute favorite, which is fine. One great thing about Star Trek, it has every series is for a different type of Star Trek fan. And that's the case nowadays as well. Some people love Discovery. Discovery, it's got its ups and its downs. I'm not really drawn to it, but I really like the Picard stuff because I like I like personalized stories. I like character development stories or character. I can't remember the word. I know the word, I just can't remember it. I like the Picard stuff. I like Lower Decks. It's for a different type of sci-fi fan. Prodigy is for a different type of sci-fi fan. Strange New Worlds, I think, is for a modern, original series take on Star Trek type of fan. Who knows what else they're going to come out with, if they do at all. I think they can do well. Just keep coming out with Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, because they're 2 different types of formats. Prodigy, did Prodigy get renewed? I think I heard it got renewed. All right, Kylie Pratt. I actually have to end this stream here too. Going forward, I want to keep doing these streams like an hour. Keep it for a tight hour because people got stuff to do and they kind of feel like they need to hang around to honor me, JP, egotastic JP, which is not the case. I'm just glad to have a few moments with you. So I actually have to end this stream because Jessica and I are going to go out to dinner, which we haven't done since for a few weeks now. We went out for dinner once or twice during the honeymoon, but usually we would just eat a little of this and a little of that along the way because you come across places. But it's great. I'm excited for the new changes, you guys. I need to talk to Dan real quick. There might have been an update, but I never saw the update of Dan Crane if those were the the emojis you wanted to get rid of or the ones you wanted to keep. Yeah, Lower Decks. I still haven't seen season 3 of Lower Decks. I currently have Paramount. I should get on there and I think I have Paramount. Get on there and watch the 3rd season before I get rid of Paramount until the next time they come out with something I want to watch, which will probably be Picard season 3. But Dan, always feel free to message me on Twitter or comment on this video. I'll see it of which emojis that you want me to keep. I'll put that into the mix of votes. The rest of you guys also let me know because I will have to get rid of some of them so I can make some new ones. All right, you guys, I'll see you very soon. I want to thank you for streaming with me. I just use my regular webcam because I can't get my nice camera doesn't always work with the streaming. And I was like, I don't want to deal with it. I think this webcam's doing okay. I'll see you guys very soon. Looking forward to the changes I'll be making on January 1st. And the next time you see me stream, that'll be the time that we always stream. See you guys very soon. Thank you for your support, for signing up, for joining in the super chats. And as always, we all do better when we all do